Imagine you're 9 years old. You're watching your mother get feed alive, and you can't move. Not because you're held down, not because you're injured, because you're just a kid. And the thing eating her is the size of a building. That's where this story starts. Not with a hero, not with a chosen one, with a broken little boy and an oath that changes everything. This is Attack on Titan, and if you think you know what this show is about, you don't. Not yet. Okay, so here's what you need to know. Humanity is basically extinct. Like, not almost extinct, not endangered, functionally gone. What's left of us, maybe a few 100,000 people, live inside 3 enormous circular walls. Wall Maria on the outside, Wall Rose in the middle, Wall Sina at the center. These walls are 100 meters tall. They were built, nobody actually knows when, nobody actually knows how, and for over 100 years, they worked. The Titans, these massive humanoid monsters that eat humans for literally no survival reason, they just do, couldn't get in. So people forgot. They forgot what fear felt like. They forgot what was outside. And the ones who remembered, the Scout Legion, the soldiers who go outside the walls to fight Titans in open terrain, most people think they're idiots, suicidal, pointless. Why would you go out there when you're safe in here? That's the world. And it's been peaceful for 107 years. So in Shiganshina, a district town built against the outer edge of Wall Maria, we meet 3 kids. Eren Yeager. This guy is angry, like congenitally, spiritually, at a cellular level, angry. He's 10 years old and he already wants to join the Scout Legion more than he wants anything else. He wants to go outside the walls, see the ocean, see the mountains, see the world. His mom thinks he's insane. His dad is complicated. We'll get to that. Then there's Mikasa Ackerman, Eren's adopted sister, basically. She follows him everywhere, not because she's weak, but because she's already figured out something Eren hasn't. The world is dangerous, and she's going to make sure he survives it anyway. And then Armin, Eren's best friend. Physically the least threatening person you have ever seen in your life. But his brain is different. Armin is the kid who actually read the books, who actually thought about what's outside the walls. These 3 are hanging out one afternoon. Eren just got into a fight. Mikasa had to save him. Armin got bullied for having books about the outside world. Totally normal day in this dystopian nightmare society when Eren's mom finds them and drags Eren home. She's worried about him. She can see something in her son that scares her. That hunger, that rage at being trapped. She holds his face in her hands. She says, "Come home safe." That's the last normal moment, because then the ground starts shaking. There's a sound, like thunder, but wrong, too close, too low, and then a hand, reaching over the 100-meter wall like the wall is nothing, and then a face, 60 meters tall, no skin, just muscle and bone and these empty, horrible, almost curious eyes staring down at the town below. The Colossal Titan. Nobody has ever seen anything like this. The scouts have fought Titans outside, but those were 15, maybe 20 meters. This thing looks at the wall the way you look at a fence. And it kicks. One kick. The gate, the massive reinforced gate that's held for over a century, just opens. And from outside the walls, they pour in. Titans. Dozens of them. Just walking through the district like they own it. Eren and his family are running. His dad is out working. He's a doctor. He's somewhere in the district. So it's Eren, Mikasa, and his mom. And his mom, her leg is trapped. There's debris everywhere. The house partially collapsed when the gate blew. And she is stuck. Eren tries to lift it. He can't. Mikasa tries. They can't. And Eren is screaming at his mom to tell him what to do because he's 10. And she looks at him and she says, "Run." She tells Mikasa to take Eren and run. She smiles at him. This destroyed, terrified smile that is trying so hard to be brave. And before Eren can say anything, a hand wraps around her. One of the Titans, smaller than the Colossal, but close, too close, picks her up. And Eren watches. He watches. He's being carried away by a soldier who grabbed him because the kids were not moving on their own. And he watches his mother. And he can't do anything. That image, that moment, that smile she gave him before, That is the wound that this entire story lives inside. That is Eren Yeager. Not a hero yet, just a kid who couldn't save his mom, and will spend everything he has making sure that never happens to anyone again. Or he'll destroy the world trying. We'll get to that part. So here's what just happened strategically, because this show makes you think, not just feel. Wall Maria, the outer wall, is compromised. That means the outermost ring of civilization is now Titan territory. Roughly 250,000 people just lost their homes. The survivors flood into Wall Rose, but Wall Rose can't support them. Not enough food, not enough space. So the government, and this is the part that should make you deeply uncomfortable, the government sends 250,000 refugees to retake Wall Maria, armed with basic equipment, against Titans, to solve their food shortage problem. Less than 100 survive. They call it a military operation. It was a food management decision dressed up as bravery. And Eren, now 15, now in military training, now with 5 years of grief and rage calcifying into something terrifying, he hears about this. He understands what it means, that the people in charge don't actually see everyone as worth saving. File that away. It becomes the whole show eventually. 5 years later, Eren, Mikasa, and Armin are in the military training program. And here you meet the people who are going to matter. Reiner, big, reliable, everyone's rock. Berthold, quiet, nervous, follows Reiner everywhere. Annie, cold, precise, frighteningly skilled. Connie, funny, impulsive, not always thinking. Sasha, literally stole a potato on her first day and tried to share it as an apology when she got caught. And Eren. Eren, who is somehow, despite 5 years of pure rage as motivation, not naturally talented. He struggles, he fails, he almost washes out. But there's something in him that won't stop, can't stop. Every time he falls, he gets up because the image of his mother is right there. It never left. He graduates, 104th Training Corps. Not first, not the top, but there. And then on their first day after graduating, the ground shakes again. The Colossal Titan is back. Same place, same wall, 5 years later. Like it was just waiting. And in the chaos, Eren doesn't freeze this time. He moves, he coordinates, he gets people out. And when the wall comes down again and the Titans pour through again, he looks at his comrades being eaten, and something in him just stops being afraid. Not because he's brave, because he's already past fear. He looks at a Titan coming toward him, and his expression isn't terror. It's almost recognition. Like, oh, it's you again. His squad leader Hanji would call this a psychological break. His mother would call it grief that has nowhere left to go. I'd call it the birth of the most complicated protagonist in anime history. Because here's the thing about Eren that this arc sets up. He doesn't want to be a hero. He doesn't want to save the world out of love or nobility. He wants to kill every single Titan until there are none left, until what happened to his mother is a thing that can never happen again. That's not heroism. That's grief wearing armor. And the show knows that. And it's going to spend every single episode after this asking whether that kind of rage can build something, or whether it can only destroy. Okay, so here's where I need to step back for 1 second, because Attack on Titan is not just a monster show. It never was. What these 5 episodes are really doing is establishing the cost of safety.